Hey everyone. So for this 4-month trip, we are going only carry-ons for Asia to Europe.
And we are just now settling into our 4th stay here in central Vietnam. We thought for this video we'd talk about our packing strategies, some of the items that we recommend, and why we're cheating a little bit on that carry-on only. Traveling light helps us have easier airport days, less waiting, more flexibility when plans change, and fewer things to keep track of.
Some of our main packing principles include clothes that mix easily, layers instead of bulk, items we're comfortable wearing repeatedly, planning the itinerary to do our laundry regularly, and not trying to pack for every possible scenario.
Anything you want to expand on there?
I think it's also important to have clothes that can pack easily and dry easily.
Here's an example of all these kind of high-tech, lightweight, thin fabrics. They don't even need to be in the sun to dry really quickly. Because we've been traveling long-term for a while, we've learned what we actually use and what we don't miss. We also build in flexibility to buy or replace things as needed rather than carrying everything from the start.
So let's start with my backpack. This is my carry-on backpack that I take with me and put underneath the seat, right? So inside of it, my essential things that I bring in here are my laptop, my water bottle, this is my carry-on jacket. One of my favorite things is a tech pouch, and this is where I always keep cables and just like little things that I want to have with me on the plane. It's just easy to take out, easy to store. When we take long trips, I also like using a travel pillow. Unwrap it, and it gets pretty big. That's my passport, again my earbuds. I bring my sleeping things that I have for the night. So I have my reading glasses and I have a sleep mask. Now finally for this trip, I have a lot of my storage inside of my backpack for gifts. We have friends here in Vietnam, and so I wanted to make sure that we could bring them stuff from home. And so I have a lot of Trader Joe's goodies that I've been carrying for the last 4 countries.
This is my carry-on bag for the plane that I put under the seat. It has obviously everything that I want for the plane. I also like to pack my smallest change of clothes or pajamas, because if we do an overnight stopover or if our bags don't arrive, if we are checking them in, I like to have that. So I keep the laptop right here, and then this is something I bring everywhere. It has seen better days, but it's just a file folder with our visas, copies of our passport, and those kind of documents. Right now, I also have in here files from our Bangkok medical records and all the tests that we did there. At the top, I have some easy to grab things like earbuds, chapstick, earplugs. Then this is where I have the changes of clothes, things that I definitely don't want going missing in a checked bag. Just like Jed, I have a little pouch for cords. I have my puffy jacket in here too, because I haven't really used it yet, but I know that I will in Europe, so it's kind of at the bottom of the bag. Then my Kindle, that's something I take everywhere. Can't take, big hefty books around, so reading glasses. Up in the front, I like to keep more easy to grab things, so obviously a passport, Advil, pens, notebook. Just kind of use this to slide in the tickets or things that I want to keep. All right, this is my big bag. First of all, this is the first time I'm bringing this. It's a external monitor, so I'm kind of trying that out, but it's nice and flat and lightweight, so that's been easy addition this time. I do keep all of our liquids in one pouch just in case. I actually haven't had to take this out very often. You never know which airport's gonna check it. Toiletry bag, had a version of this forever, so I can hang it from the bathroom. It also has our air tag. That's how we track our bags in case they do go missing or don't show up. Laptop stand. So this side I basically have my clothes, and another thing that we take everywhere is our packing cubes. They're basically like a little shelf. I keep underwear in one, and then workout clothes and pajamas, and then dresses, shirts, and pants all in there. I have some little notebooks, postcards that we're gonna send. And then this side, let's see, I've got vitamins and medication. This pouch is just our like camera equipment, I think. Portable keyboard, some medicines. Oh, I do have a bag for swimsuit and my one pair of sandals. The one thing that I have bought for this trip is house slippers. I actually wear them even outside of Asia and didn't have a good pair yet, so I think that's it.
This is my carry-on, and let me show you some things that I always bring on all of our trips. The first is a day pack. This is very important to us. We use it almost every day when we go out for adventures. It's smaller than my other backpack that I use for travel, but it can still fit a couple of our laptops. Now let's see what else I have in my carry-on for essentials. I brought even more gifts. I always have a toiletry bag. This is another bag of gifts. More gifts. I'm gonna have a lot of space in that bag. So this is the only jacket I brought for warmth. But what I like about that is that it can fold up pretty easily. And then I have 2 bags of clothes. That's it. They're expandable. This bag is for all my shirts and my pants. And then this, it's for my underwear and workout clothes. We debated upon whether or not we should bring rain jackets, but we both felt it was too hot and that the rain here in Southeast Asia comes pretty hard and then stops. One travel umbrella is probably good enough for both of us. Because we're in Asia and also in warm climates, I brought some slippers. And that's it.
There's no right way for everyone. For some trips, a checked bag makes sense. For longer multi-region trips like this one, carry-on definitely makes things easier.
When we stay a long time in one place, we do tend to check a bag so that Jed can bring his cooking knives. But we've also had our check bags go missing for more than a week, multiple times, which can be a headache.
On this trip, our carry-on luggage actually had to be checked on some of the low-cost airlines where the overhead compartment is very small.
And depending on the weather in Europe this spring, it's likely we'll purchase a few items or have someone who will be meeting up with us bring a couple things from home.
Like most things with travel, packing is less about perfection and more about making thoughtful choices that support the kind of trip you want to have.
If you're in our TOOLKIT membership, we have planning resources and checklists that help you think through choices like packing, also flights, accommodations, and smartphone use based on your own trip, not someone else's priorities. And you can check out those tutorials and learn about becoming a member via the link below.
Happy packing!
travels.